There's some zombies. Guess we should talk to them. Let's look around, Mort. Some copper commons and fist irons. Some weapon. This corpse is shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses lying there. The number 396 is carved into his left temple, and his lips are stitched closed. You notice the corpse is carrying a roll of bandages in its hand. The bandages look usable. Mind if I borrow those bandages? The corpse continues to stare at you. I'll try and take the bandages from the zombie. You snake your hand out and take the roll of bandages from the corpse's hand. The corpse doesn't even seem to notice. It continues going through the motions of bandaging the bodies. Alright, leave the corpse in peace. Let's talk to this lady. This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Someone has stenciled the number 1096 into her forehead, and her lips have been stitched closed. Nice braid. The corpse does not respond. You doubt it even knows you're there. Farewell then. The number 1201 has been inked into the forehead of this corpse, and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks, and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching sealing the corpse's lips and caught on what it looks like the corner of a note stuck in the corpse's mouth. I'll try and pull the note out. The note is mingled with the ichor in the zombie's mouth. If you tried to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking the corpse up to get at it looks like it will destroy the note. You need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. I'll use the scalpel to cut through the stitches. You deftly slice through the stitches sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still appears legible. Wonder what this note says. Note from corpse 1201. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I'm prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising. But you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. This foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch the barrier. There is a series of strange marks on each corner. One mark on the upper right, 2 marks on the lower right, 3 marks on the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. Seems to be some sort of puzzle. He said on the note that his number was the key. 1201. 1201, so let's see, 1 mark on the upper right. 2 marks on the lower right. No marks on the upper left. And 1 mark on the upper right. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the note into a small 4-sided paper pyramid. Open the sides of the pyramid. You peel back the sides of the pyramid, and the paper disintegrates into dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. Take the triangle earring. What is this? You receive this small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in is. Can I identify it? Not yet. I guess I'll put it on my ear. Why not? The smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently, and with good reason. This corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Her jaw is missing, and some of the flesh is slid off her skull, revealing the number 1072 chiseled into the bone. I think this one's seen better days. The corpse does not respond to your voice. The fact it has no jaw may have something to do with it. Either that or it simply has nothing to say. Farewell then. What's through here? This huge corpse is standing silently in the corner of a room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it is serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between 2 of the books. You are suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. Take the page. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean as if with a knife, so you suspect the page was removed on purpose. Read through it. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Leave the corpse in peace. Let's take a look at this receiving log page. This ragged page looks like it was neatly cut out of a book. It is written in a tight crab script. 16537, 5th night, drunk. Chest wound, cause of death, mauling. Abishai. Collector, pox, 3 commons paid, no possessions. 16538, 5th night, desiccated corpse. Cause of death, indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector, ferret. 3 commons paid, no possessions. Stripped, knife marks evident from dissection. 16539, 5th night, scarred shell. Scarred shell. Cause of death, indeterminable. Scars do not appear to be cause of death. Shock trauma. Collector, ferret. 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Fist irons, 13 commons. Middle table, receiving room. That's what I just picked up fist irons and 13 commons. (16540) Fifth night. Desiccated corpse number 2. Cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector, ferret. 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found logged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It has strange markings, like those on contracted worker number 79. An earring locked in the southeast preparation room. 16541. Fifth night. Skeleton. Cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector ferret. 3 commons paid. No possessions. Stripped. Knife marks evident from dissection. As with the previous entries, these shells ferret has brought also shows signs of having been prepared. I ask that the initiate Emmerich launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Ferret's gang. I've seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. 16542. Fifth night. Tiefling. Male. Cause of death. Slash marks. Discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Ghoul claws. Collector. Ferret. 3 commons paid. No possessions. Stripped. Knife marks evident from dissection. Seems like Ferret is dissecting people before he turns them in. I wonder if these are my fist irons and I was the scarred corpse in that log. Looks like they're a little stronger than the scalpel. Let's go to the next room, Mort. There's gotta be a way out of here somewhere. Is this a dustman? Evine. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They're darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. I said, greetings. The woman makes no response.
I think the dusty chip might be a little short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we?
What's wrong with her hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins. Usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with some demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head. And addled looking, too.
Well, I'll tap the woman and get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow, with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation, and she frowns at you. Greetings. She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted.
You!
She clacks her talon fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands.
Find thread. Embalming juice. Bring here to Evine. Go, go, go.
I had some questions first.
Updated my journal.
She turns away, makes no sign that she heard you. Let's go and see if we can find what you want. Embalming fluid and a needle. The stench coming from this corpse is truly nauseating. Someone split this man's chest and is yet to remove the internal organs. This chalk white body has been drained of blood and treated with embalming fluid. A neatly stitched seam runs down the corpse's chest. The eyes of this corpse are set close together, and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There's no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. Another corpse on a stone slab. There is no indication what the body died of. The bandages covering this body are soaked with blood. Even though this corpse looks several days dead, blood still trickles from its wounds. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead, and the side of its neck, and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches its skin looks like a bizarre street map. I'll examine the stitches. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread, stitching up the side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had something to cut the thread. I'll cut the stitches with my scalpel and try to pull the needle. You slice the thread neatly with the scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull, where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. It seems you got two different designations there, corpse. The corpse stares straight ahead, oblivious. Well, looks like we got a needle and thread. This corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks like some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. I'll give the corpse a push.
Chief, you might not want...
There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse. And even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm still seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall and doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that had spread to the rest of the body. Wonder if I can make use of that arm. Left arm number 985. This looks like this arm makes a good club. Why not? Use this zombie arm as a weapon for now. Wouldn't be the strangest thing in this world. What's through here? The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into its forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. So, see anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. Huh? What? You're not a zombie. Who are you?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar, half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who are you? What do you want? I'm looking for a way out of here. Can you help me? The zombie doesn't seem to have heard you. He looks you up and down for a few moments, then frowns. What do you do here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spy on Dusties? I'm not a spy. I got sealed here in here by accident. Can you help me out? He's silent for a moment, then nods slightly, as if in understanding. Why should I help you? Because I won't expose your little disguise if you help me. He looks you up and down as if wondering if he can take you, stares at your scars, then decides against it. You can escape through portals. Portals? Portals. Zombie waves around the area. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of these portals? The zombie nods. You want to go out? Go to the arch on first floor, northwest room. You need finger bone, shape of crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have key, go to arch, jump to secret crypt, and can escape from there. Secret escape route. He nods eagerly. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone. Where am I going to find one of those?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Must be around somewhere. Look at storage rooms on the floor, maybe there. Alright. I had some other questions. What do you want to know? Can you tell me anything about Doll? Scribe. Shrugs. Old, yellow. Oh, never mind. I may have some questions later. Don't go anywhere. So, according to him, if we find a finger bone and bend it into the shape of a crook, we can exit a portal. Where did he say? In the northwest room of the first floor. Which floor are we on? The second floor. Okay. Someone has inserted a tube into this corpse's leg. The tube is attached to a strange clicking machine next to the slab. Embalming fluid. This is what Evine wanted. Let's run back over there and see what she wants with this stuff. I'm curious enough. You see Evine. She's still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of the talons reminds you of something, but you can't quite recall what. Watch her, study the motions of her hands.
Updated my journal.
As you study the motion of Evine's hands, you feel a prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly, you find your vision swimming, blurring until you're standing in front of a freshly slain corpse. rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched into the scalp. The zombie is laying on a slab, and you've just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Echo. Keep these things safe and wait for my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does, the vision fades. Until you're watching Evine's hands make their stitching motions once more. I regained a memory. Memories can give me additional experience and skills. I'll tap her and get her attention. She turns, sees you, then frowns.
Tom Sumfis.
She clacks her talon fingers together impatiently, then makes a stitching motion with her fingers.
Find thread, embalming fluid, bring here, to Evine. Go, go, go.
Give her the thread and embalming fluid.
Updated my journal.
Without missing a beat, Evine snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid, then begins to apply a layer to the corpse. I'll wait. Within minutes, she's finished. She clicks her talons, then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends a hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. Keep playing, zombie.
Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. Do you need some time together, or?
Keep playing, zombie. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos in your chest.
Who write on you? Hivers do that. No respect for Sumfis. Sumfis not paintings.
She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars.
This one bad shape. Many scars, no preserves.
Wait. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. Let her work.
Updated my journal.
The sensation is curiously painless as Evine begins to stitch up your scars. When she's done, she sniffs you, frowns, then stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. Let her work.
This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose.
Evine puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, then makes a shooing motion with her talons.
Done. Go. Go.
Interesting. Well, that was strange, but at least I feel better. What was the first time you wished you didn't have a nose, Mort? By the way, can I...
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Nothing at the moment, Mort. Just checking to see if you're still with me. Some more embalming fluid. Container's locked.
Forced it.
Copper earring. Closed. And some bandages. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. Interesting. Wasn't there something about a zombie with markings on it? And an earring? Zombie number 79, was it? Well, looks like we can head upstairs. The 3rd floor.
I'm gone.
A charcoal charm. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or a talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use the charm, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground into powder. Then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart of the user. Plus 50% resistance to fire, plus 25% resistance to magical fire. Well, there's a lot of characters over there. What's down this way? Some junk, sure. Those look like dustmen. Apparently they want me dead. I feel like I should avoid them. Pry bar. Dustman request.
Forced it.
Some money and some clot charms. What's on this dustman request? Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. That was my memory. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I'm certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. That was the memory I had. Worker 42. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked off and reattached during the course of its work. A number, 79, has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fang circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. Examine the fang circle. I've read about this zombie in the logbook. The fang circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves on this copper earring I have.
Updated my journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it's too far gone to answer any of your questions. Found a strange circular symbol on the forehead of Zombie 79. Just looking at the symbol reminded me of the ancient copper earring I got from the southeast preparation room. Perhaps they're connected. This copper earring looks extremely old. Looks like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. There's a series of strange grooves on the inside of the earring, however. Insert my fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was, pointing in the fang circle I saw on the zombie's head. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click, and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there's a secret compartment inside the earring. Shake the earring, see if anything comes out. You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. The secret compartment may make it more valuable to a merchant. This might be worth more to a merchant. This looks to be a corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. Aside from embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth and the number 679 stitched into her right cheek, it's likely she looks only slightly different now than she did in her final years. So, doing anything later? The corpse continues to stare at you. Farewell. This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had only been freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled into the forehead. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps, woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks like it's seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Try and pull out the skeleton's joint bolts.
Whoa, Chief. That's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellas, you know?
So?
Oh, it's not a problem.
Mort does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug.
Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead.
Try and pull out the skeleton's joint bolts. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Sorry about that, Bones. I could take his club. The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plotting corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and 3. Looking closely, you can barely make out a 2 carved there. You there, hold. This guy wants to talk to me. The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you're not lost, what is your business here? I'm here to see someone. Who are you here to see? I'm here to see Doll. Dahl is most likely in the receiving room on the second floor. He is quite busy and not in the best of health. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Very well, thank you for the information. The dustman nods, then returns to his duties. Walk away. That was close. Gotta be careful. This mummified corpse looks like he was bound for the crematorium. This corpse's slightly misshapen head appears to be held together by a number of narrow metal bands bolted directly onto the skull. A rusting iron plate over its left eye has the number 475 etched into it. Its mouth is bolted shut, and it reeks of embalming fluid. Oh, another dustman. Mortuary task list. Clot charm.
Forced it.
A bone charm. This looks like a finger bone. Maybe I can use this to get out of here. How do I get to the first floor? The number 1146 is carved into the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. Door's locked. Oh, mortuary sanctum key. That might be the key I need to get out of here. Let's go. Oh, another one. No, I'm not lost. I just need to see Dahl. Thank you very much. A hammer. I'm holding too much. Mort, you can hold some things. We're back on the second floor now. Where's Zombie 42? Okay, the first floor. So there should be a way, a portal somewhere here, right? I have a bone. Come on. If that zombie was lying to me. Come on, there's gotta be a way out. I can't stand this place anymore. What? Whoa. Oh, is this the woman Dahl spoke of? You see a strikingly beautiful, ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed, and her eyes are closed. She has long, flowing hair, and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly, and her eyes flicker. Oh, Greetings.
You. What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
My love? Do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands.
How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love?
The ghost stretches out her arms.
Think.
Her voice becomes desperate again.
The name, Dionara, must evoke some memory within you.
I think I feel the stirrings of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Dionara.
Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memory shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall.
Do you know who I am?
You are one both blessed and cursed, my love. And you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart.
Blessed and cursed? What do you mean?
The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you.
She points at you.
Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why?
I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself?
I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were.
And what am I?
I cannot.
She suddenly freezes, and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her.
The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal. In your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth.
As Dionara speaks these words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles, and in turn giving strength to your bones. Whoa.
Updated my journal.
And you know Dionara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. I remembered how to raise others from the dead. I had other questions.
What is it you wish to know?
Can you tell me where I am?
Where are you? Why, you're here with me, my love. As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us.
Eternal boundary.
Dionara sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine.
I see. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you're about to ask Dionara the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you're looking for an escape route, she may feel you're abandoning her. If you're gonna ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. Dionara, I'm in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can speak to you again.
In danger?
Dianera looks concerned.
Of course, my love. I'll aid you in any way I can.
She closes her eyes for a moment, and as you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair, after a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes slowly open.
Perhaps there is a way.
Yes?
I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape.
Portals?
Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them.
Key. Dianera pauses for a moment, as if attempting to remember.
Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love.
Then I shall ask one of them. Farewell, Dianera.
Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love. And what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought.
And what is it your sight sees that I do not?
Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and...
What is it? What do you see?
I see what lies ahead of you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see?
Tell me.
First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me.
I will do what I can. I vow. I swear I'll find some means to save you or join you.
This is what my eyes see, my love, unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive.
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Die while I still can.
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to raise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory, perhaps as a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed.
Countless deaths? How long has this been going on?
I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough.
Farewell, Dianera.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
back with me, Chief? Kind of drifted out on me there.
No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was?
Eh? Spirit?
The specter I was talking to, the woman.
You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? What'd she look like?
She was right on top of the bier. Didn't you see her?
No. You just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone addled on me again.
No, I'm fine. I think. Let's move on. Oh, there it is. That must be the portal. You ready, Mort? Whoa. Where are we now? That zombie said this was some kind of crypt. The sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There's no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. What's this? Some money and Penn's note. Vaxis. If you're reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they're not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Ragpicker Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you've secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Ferret is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. He's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that the stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Aramik, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Ferret's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Ferret's activities. I don't want Aramik finding out something before we do. Pen. This Emmerich, I've read about him in the logbook as well. It seems he's looking for Ferret, so maybe I should go find him. I think that note said he's at a bar. To find him at the Gathering Dust Bar. Okay, well, let's step outside here and see where we are. Well, here we are, Mort. Let's set out on this journey and find Ferret.